Good Black Friday morning to you. I hope your Thanksgiving was great and hopefully you're enjoying a little extra time this weekend. It's a long holiday weekend for so many of you, and I appreciate you taking a little time to spend with us here on the 13 News Now Plus app as we continue to bring you these extended, deeper dives into weather. And we're going to continue to do these. We'll be doing them 9 o'clock each morning, Monday through Friday. And today, the topics we're going to tackle as we get into it, I should introduce myself. I'm meteorologist Craig Moeller, a meteorologist at 13 News Now in Hampton Roads. For those of you watching from outside of the market, you know, we've got audience tuning in from around the country and really around the world. So if you're wondering who I am, I'm a meteorologist. I've been working in this field since 1989. I've been doing it for a long time, and there's a lot to talk about. So let's get into it. Our first topic, cold air has arrived in the eastern U.S. All through the week, we were saying, hey, the pattern is going to flip. We're going to get some much colder air moving in. We've seen all of this come to fruition. We had our storm system yesterday producing snow for the northeast U.S., some lake effect snows. We'll talk about that as this cold air is really setting up, and it's going to be here for a while. Next topic, we've got a weekend clipper system. I was talking to one of my buddies and a colleague out at KSDK, our Tegna sister station in St. Louis, Scott Connell, the chief meteorologist there, and we were talking about the system coming in. They are looking for snow across parts of Missouri, and we'll show you the outlook for that system and where it's headed, how it may eventually impact our weather here. It will have some impacts on our weather here in Hampton Roads. I'll talk about that coming up. And then we're going to take a look at our hurricane season. You know what? Tomorrow is the 30th of November, the last day of the Atlantic hurricane season. And while that's ending, other parts of the world are not so fortunate. The monsoon season really kicking in November through the spring months there. Malaysia has real flooding concerns. They've seen some extensive flooding already, and we'll show you what's going on over in that part of the world. And then we'll bring it back to Hampton Roads and talk some more about what we can expect, the drought situation, a lot to update you on. So let's start with our first topic, and that is the cold weather that has moved eastward. We'll take a look now at the satellite and the radar images, and you can see we've got this band of clouds offshore. Let's take this full. I want to walk over to the big screen and give you a look at what's going on. We'll talk about some of the different features and what's been happening. Yesterday, we picked up at Norfolk International just 0.15 of an inch of precipitation. We had the cold front come through. That front is now well offshore and is moving away. High pressure is building in, and we're seeing coming around this high pressure on the northeast side of it, this flow coming in from the northwest, cold air blowing across the Great Lakes region. Down across the deep south, still some scattered showers and a few areas of heavier rain down around the Florida Panhandle. You'll notice that high pressure, again, providing sunshine today across the central U.S. Great travel conditions for much of the country. I know it's unsettled, southern parts of Georgia and down along the Florida coast there, some showers back across parts of Alabama and Mississippi. But with this high pressure and control, much of the central U.S. is actually in pretty good shape. Just know that there are those lake effect snows back up around the Great Lakes region. High pressure giving California that break from the atmospheric river. You know, they had the flooding issues and the heavy snows over the Sierras. That is winding down, at least for a while, with that high pressure and control. And then we've got this energy here, and I throw this on. Remember, there's a clipper system, this little thing, a fast mover that is going to drive down and take shape over the weekend. I'll show you that a little later in our show here. I want to focus on the temperatures, though. This is the first topic, how that cold weather has moved in behind that cold front. That cold front really significant, produced some thunderstorms yesterday, but the bigger thing is that this cold air is now pumping into the region. Look at how chilly it is. Bismarck, this is 9 a.m. Friday morning here on the East Coast. So, you know, you do the time change, you're back around 7 o'clock or so around Bismarck. So you're still talking early morning, close to sunrise, but 0 in Bismarck, 12 in Minneapolis, 12 in Omaha, Denver at 22, Salt Lake City 26, temperatures warmer along the West Coast. Now, this cold air that's in the north central U.S., it is going to continue to spill to the east. And you look at the 24-hour temperature change, Atlanta 25 degrees colder than it was at this time yesterday. New Orleans down 20 degrees. It's colder in Little Rock, Chicago, St. Louis, Cleveland. Norfolk down 11 degrees now. But early this morning, as I was doing 13 News Now Daybreak, our morning show between 4:30 and 7 o'clock, this morning, we had some of our inland areas down 25 to 30 degrees cooler than it was 24 hours ago. So that front having cleared the area, skies have cleared out, the colder air is pumping in, and with light winds, those temperatures really plummeted. So I want to let you know, again, the cold weather is in, and the model here, again, showing how that cold weather is going to be with us through Sunday and then into Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday next week. The whole period looks really cool relative to what we've been experiencing over the coming week or so. And I think really, as we look, we'll get a little bump in temperatures on Thursday. Temperatures will come back a little bit, but there's going to be another shot of cooler air coming in for the following weekend. You take a look at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, and just to show you, looking out, this is December 7th through the 13th. So we know next week's going to be really chilly, that first week. But the second week of December looking below average as well, from Hampton Roads, where we have our station right here, WVEC 13 News Now, right on up through the Northeast, New England, well below normal, while the big warm-up occurs out west. So really the western half to almost 2/3 of the country will see warmer than normal conditions, but it will be chilly for the Northeast. And that includes Hampton Roads through the middle of December. Quite a temperature change and quite a pattern change. Now, I mentioned we've got the evidence of this cooler air across the region, and we'll just zoom back in here to the Northeast and show you coming off the Great Lakes. This is such a great tell that you know it's cold. These bodies of water, the lakes, they don't cool as quickly as the air does that comes down from Canada. So you have still relatively mild water temperatures on Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Erie, and Ontario, and up in Superior. Then you get this cold Canadian air, this Arctic air, blowing across a relatively warm or mild water surfaces, and that sets up these bands of lake effect snow. So heavy snows across parts of the Upper Peninsula. They've got significant snow coming in over the western portions of Michigan, coming off Lake Ontario, feeding across Buffalo. Back there you can see upstate New York, parts of Canada also dealing with that coming off of Huron. Significant proof that there is this very cold air working across the lakes. I also mentioned this little clipper system. We'll talk more about that as we tackle our next topic, this fast-moving system likely to produce snow for parts of the central U.S. So you want to take a look? Yeah, let's see where it is likely to produce the snow. All right, I mentioned the lake effect snow down across the Great Lakes, and we've got that wet weather down across the southeast U.S. coast near the Gulf of Mexico. Up in Montana, and you know, you look up towards Alberta, Canada. We used to call these things Alberta clippers, but these fast-moving systems, they're called clippers because just like a clipper ship really flies along the ocean and the open seas, what we're going to find a very fast-moving system dropping down and really gaining energy and producing that snow over the coming day across parts of Missouri and then working eastward. So let's see how it plays out with our graph model here, the Futurecast, showing you, again, that energy coming down into here. And then as we go, this is early Saturday, pre-sunrise, we're going to start seeing snow developing back across western Missouri, spreading into central Missouri. So places around Kansas City and just south of that, as you go back out to the west, or to the east rather, along I-70, as you pick up between Kansas City and St. Louis, there's Interstate 70, they're going to deal with snow likely tomorrow. Not a tremendous amount, but enough to create travel trouble. Places like Columbia, Missouri, or Boonville. You head east of that, you head into Callaway County, another part of Missouri there. We could see some significant snow there pushing towards St. Louis as that clipper system moves along on Saturday. So again, it's not like a massive storm system that's going to bring snow from the north central U.S. all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Not with this. This is just a little energy that's going to come through very quickly, and you can see how it targets the Show Me State. It then, Saturday late afternoon and evening, starts to spread eastward, this energy, and that snow works across southern Illinois. So now I'm thinking about places right along I-64 between St. Louis and, say, Mount Vernon, or back over towards Louisville, Kentucky eventually, Evansville, Indiana. Some of these areas likely to see snow as we go late Saturday into the evening here. This is at 11:45. You can see how the snow stretches from southern Illinois through southern Indiana and along Kentucky. Now, for those of you that travel by car, Interstate 64 here, this is an area that I travel quite a bit because I've got family back in St. Louis, but this area right in here, likely to deal with the snow. This is through Saturday evening. As we get into early Sunday, now that clipper's starting to move towards the Appalachians and the Blue Ridge. So here's Hampton Roads, and we're looking at a chilly condition. Air's going to be pretty cool Saturday night into early Sunday morning, sub-freezing likely for most of our area. And you see this energy out to the west. But this is not a super powerful storm. It's a quick mover, this clipper system. It's going to bring this moisture here. But as it interacts with the mountains, most of the snow is going to be left over the mountains. Take a look at that loop. You see how it crashes into the mountains there along the spine of the Blue Ridge. And that's pretty much where it's going to be left. The ski resorts in West Virginia, western parts of Virginia as well, they're loving this. Beautiful. You get some snow, you get beautiful cover on the mountains. It's going to be very picturesque, but this is through Sunday. If you're going to be traveling through the mountains, maybe headed out that way, just know that you may encounter some headaches with the snow flying. Again, around here, we're not anticipating much of anything. There is a chance Sunday night with this energy still working over that there might be a stray rain shower. Temperatures are going to be a little bit warmer, maybe a sprinkle late Sunday night. But the bigger news is as that clipper system passes by, it's going to pull some more cold air and kind of a reinforcing shot of cooler air coming into our area. So that's what we're looking at for Hampton Roads, another push of cool air. But I want folks to know from Missouri across southern Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and into West Virginia, just know that you've got a pretty good shot at some snow tomorrow. So we'll continue to keep a close eye to that. Now, around the world, we're going to take a look at the hurricane season. It is winding down, and we do have the potential for some significant issues. They've already seen some flooding in Malaysia. I'll update you on that. But that continues to be an issue as they're seeing larger amounts of rain than they were really anticipating. So some problems there that we'll cover. Before we get to that, though, let's take a look at our hurricane season. Again, today, the 29th of November, we're just about done. Officially, the season ends November 30th. So tomorrow's the end of the season. In case you're wondering, our list of names, we've used the names through Sarah. Haven't seen Tony. It looks like the season may stop at Sarah, although I will mention we can and sometimes do get that occasional storm out of season. So we do have that, and we'll continue to watch. We never drop our guard, but right now as we check in across the Atlantic basin, there's really nothing showing any signs of organization. Some clusters of showers down in the Caribbean, but nothing that's looking like it's getting organized. Gulf of Mexico's quiet. The typical MDR that we see, the main development region through the heart of the hurricane season, is quiet right now. We've got this front that came through, and that, again, ushering in this much colder air with more air to come. So looks like we're going to put a wrap on the hurricane season with Sarah being the last named storm. Now, I mentioned this is what's happening in the Atlantic as we look across the Pacific. Things also looking pretty good right now. Hawaii in good shape. Nothing going there, but I do want to turn our attention back towards Malaysia. And this is an area where you can see the moisture has been streaming in. It's monsoon season. It runs November through the spring, and we continue to watch this as we've got this feed, but they've been dealing with tremendous amounts of rain. You can see Kuala Lumpur, most of the heavier, the hardest hit areas have been a little farther north, but this is where the moisture continues to feed. I want to go ahead and show you some video from Malaysia of the flooding, and it has been really something as folks have have been forced to evacuate. Reports from Malaysia from the National Disaster Command Center online portal was reporting that as of Friday, 94,778 people from about 28,000 families across 9 states were evacuated. They had to seek shelter in over 500 temporary shelters. So the area hardest hit was bordering Thailand, and about 64,000 people had to be evacuated from their homes in that location. This is a huge problem. The Prime Minister has banned all of the cabinet ministers from taking any vacation. They all need to be on hand to assist victims. I will say they have a pretty tremendous effort set up to help the flood victims, nearly 83,000 personnel. They've got thousands of rescue boats and 4-wheel vehicles with life jackets and helicopters ready to help victims of this flooding. But this has been really, really bad. And again, they just want to make sure everybody they can help, they will possibly be able to get to. You see that again coming from Malaysia. So our thoughts and prayers with those folks as we celebrate Thanksgiving here. Things not so good over there. All right, we're going to bring it back to the 757. Let's take a look at this. Across our area today, sunny and cool weather, but we could use some rain. What are we talking about? Well, I want to show you a look at the drought monitor, and across our area, what we have for Hampton Roads, abnormally dry conditions. So not really drought, but it is dry for areas up around Williamsburg, back over to Gloucester. You can see much of Newport News. You come south side, Hampton Roads, parts of Chesapeake, Suffolk, Isle of Wight, all considered abnormal dry. But these areas that are shaded in tan are in moderate drought. This includes most of northeast North Carolina, areas around the Albemarle Sound, the Outer Banks, and most of northeast North Carolina, central and eastern parts of Chesapeake, Portsmouth, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, all of Virginia Beach in moderate drought. We have moderate drought up on the eastern shore in Northampton and the rest of the Middle Peninsula. Where you get up into this kind of orange or almost like a butterscotch color here across the northern part of the eastern shore, that's Melfa, Accomack County, up through Chincoteague, the northern neck and areas off to the north. There you get to the severe drought level. So we definitely do need some rain across parts of our area, especially to the north. That has been the concern. We are not going to see any significant rain anytime soon, and that's the problem. We're already dry, and in some cases, as I showed you, in drought, and now we're saying, okay, well, when are we going to see rain? Well, we don't have good chances anytime soon. Here's a look at the futurecast. What we are going to see, very cool conditions. Temperatures right now close to 40 for most of the inland areas. And again, this was around 9:20 or so in the morning on Friday. And as we go through the noon hour, we're going to be in the low 50s. Now, yesterday's high was 66 degrees. We were warmer. We had some rain. We picked up 0.15 of an inch at Norfolk. So we had a little bit of rain yesterday, but hardly a drought buster. And as you can see going forward, we're going to see a lot of sunshine today. It is going to be breezy tonight and really chilly for our inland areas. We're back into the 20s. We're talking mid-20s. It'll be a little bit milder at the coast. For tomorrow, and I'm going to slow this down because this thing is trying to run ahead of me. We're going to stop it here just for a second. And let me bring this back here, okay, because I want to show you what we're looking at. Saturday morning, again, around midnight, skies mainly clear. We're still dry. I'll shuttle it forward a little bit, and you can see how, as we go towards sunrise, we're looking at temperatures mid-20s. Emporia, Franklin, and Ahoskie, upper 20s, Wakefield, even Chesapeake at 26 degrees. So very, very cold. Again, the coldest morning so far this fall season. So it's been pretty mild. November was warm, warmer than normal. And as we finish up and now come into the last day of November, it is going to be really cold early tomorrow morning. As we take it through the afternoon, temperatures, instead of getting up into the 50s like they will today, tomorrow afternoon we're going to be in the mid-40s, and that's really about it. You head towards 3 o'clock, 45 in Norfolk, 44 Franklin, Chesapeake, Virginia Beach. Just a chilly day, and the north wind's blowing. So it's going to be dry, a little bit breezy. And then as we go forward beyond that, we're going to see cool conditions again early Sunday morning, but as we go through the afternoon on Sunday, a little bit of a bump back into the upper 40s ahead of that Clipper system. The Clipper is going to bring a little more cloud cover and then a chance for a few sprinkles, mainly off to the north, but there's not much moisture for that thing to work with, so don't look for too much there. All right, we'll take a look at the forecast for today. 54, mostly sunny, cool but pleasant. West winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we head through the overnight tonight, the low temperature is going to drop to about 31. It'll be mainly clear. Again, breezy with the winds gusting at times up to about 25 miles per hour. For tomorrow, temperatures back around 45. These highs below average. Our normal high is 58. So we're starting this cool stretch of weather. You take a look at the 7-day forecast here, and those temperatures are going to stay chilly through the week. Let's take this full, and you can see again those highs only around 44 degrees. So this is as we go forward. It is going to be very, very chilly. You get to Thursday, and the temperature there is going to be a little warmer, back up to 55. If we don't reach normal on Thursday, there's another push beyond Thursday of cooler air with temperatures kind of dropping back down into the 40s for the upcoming weekend. So it is going to be another cold weekend upcoming. It looks like low 50s expected at that point. I do want to tell you about something coming up. Pretty excited about this. This is December 7th. It's the Virginia Beach Hampton Roads Holiday Boat Parade. So much fun. Tickets still available for boaters interested in participating in the Virginia Beach Boat Parade. You can go to that website, vbboatparade.com. You can still register through the 2nd of December. Enter your boat, and it's going to be so much fun. I'll be out there emceeing it from Chick's Oyster Bar, and it's beautiful. You set up there. It's always a great time at Chick's Oyster Bar. Just a great facility to go out and enjoy an evening on the water there along the Lynnhaven River. And then you see what these captains do with their boats, and it's just beautiful. Some larger vessels all decked out, some smaller ones. They do a great job as well. So if you have a boat, don't be intimidated. Join the fun. Get out your holiday decorations. Pick a theme and grab some friends and come on out and help support a great cause, the Virginia Beach Rescue Fund. All of the volunteer workers there with Virginia Beach Rescue doing an incredible job, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. So check it out, the vbboatparade.com for more information on that. Now, if you'd like more information from me on the weather, remember we do these each morning around 9 o'clock. Typically, they run about a half an hour. We've got big plans to expand this special deeper dive into weather. We're going to be talking with meteorologists from around the country on different topics from time to time. We've got opportunities to interact. We want to hear your questions. We'll be answering some of those as we go. Some different ways to reach me on Facebook. You can find me at Craig Moeller, Instagram at Craig Moeller TV, and on X, formerly Twitter, at 13 Craig Moeller. I know it's a lot of different ways, but if you take a quick look there and you hit me on those, you can reach out and ask questions, and I'll try to get to those as we can. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. Again, it's a lot of fun to bring you this information on the weather, and we'll be doing it again every morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. So be sure and check us out. When I'm on vacation, my colleagues jump in, and we're going to be expanding these special deeper dives to the evenings as well. So look for more and more at our 13 News Now Plus app, and we YouTube stream a lot as well. So lots of great ways to stay in touch and get more information on the weather. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you're traveling, be safe out there, and we'll see you again next time.